Close the eyes. Think about where your head is in space. So maybe lean forward a couple of inches. Float the head back. And then lean back a couple of inches. And come back up to vertical. Allow the belly to soften just slightly forward. And then allow your head itself to nod yes a few times. Just a light, kind of almost imperceptible nod. Pause, and then a no. As if you are just kind of indicating to someone across the room, no. Move back to yes, and back to no. Yes, no. Then think about the head as doing the time, again, almost imperceptible, just a small clockwise circle on the tip of the spine, and then counterclockwise. The movement's about as big as the yes and the no. And when you pause, separate the lips just slightly and take a breath in. Exhale almost forcefully through the mouth. Take a breath in through the mouth. Almost like you're blowing up a balloon, as if your skull was a balloon. And then exhale. Through the mouth. One more. Feel a lightness in the head, the skull itself. And then allow yourself to elevate your shoulders. Think of the shoulders like an elevator lifting up on your inhale. We'll go back to breath through the nose. And exhale, allowing the shoulders to de-elevate or return down. Each breath, think of the shoulders as lifting up floor by floor towards the ears. And then releasing back down. Go up another floor or two on your inhale. This will hopefully lengthen your inhale and elevate the shoulders. And then exhaling, the shoulders descend or release down. Last one of these, allow the shoulders to, again, like an elevator, lifting up, a bit independent of the rest of the body. Maybe they get to reach right into your ears. And then return to the basement floor. Imagine there's a hand on your right and your left shoulder. It's kind of a soft, heavy, comforting hand. And then find that lightness in the head again. Let the ears go shoulder to shoulder. Just a light side to side feeling. And soften. Now, We have a chakra in our throat, okay? And our throat chakra is the way that we express into this world. So today we're going to spend a bit of attention on the throat chakra. Inhale through the nose, but think about closing off the back of the throat so that you can hear a vibration. In yoga, it's called Ujjayi breathing. Also, kind of the nickname being Darth Vader breath. So see if you can vibrate the tissues of the throat on the inhale and the exhale so that your breath is audible to yourself. Don't really, if we were in a classroom, you don't really want this breath to be audible maybe to someone, more than 6 feet away from you. It's not a true Darth Vader breath, but audible to yourself. Another way you can think of this breath as being is if you've ever noticed someone just as they're going to sleep, there's usually that kind of a audible breath. Let this breath pull all of attention to that throat chakra. Now let's think about the placement of that. It's between the heart and the heart chakra and your intuition center. Another way to think of it is between your heart and your mind. And go ahead and continue that Ujjayi breath, taking that attention to that part of the body, the throat, vibrating, lengthening, and so how we move in this world, sometimes we're completely in our head, sometimes we're in our intuition, sometimes we're in our heart, but the union of the heart, intuition, and brain is kind of finding a balance for how you bring your words into this world. Few more Ujjayi breaths. Now just an exercise here. From here, we're going to inhale, closing off the back of the throat there. Take a long, deep inhale. When you exhale, drop your chin towards your chest and find as much space in the back of the neck as you can. And then inhale, lift the collarbones to your chin. The chin is still down. Think about the heart kind of opening up and the chest, the collarbones lifting up to the chin. Then lift the chin up and exhale through the mouth and let go of anything kind of stuck in your throat. And rest for a moment. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale. And when you exhale, lower the chin to the chest. Space in the back of the throat. Then inhale, lift the collarbones to the chin. Expand the heart center. Then lifting the chin up. Exhale forcefully through the mouth. Kind of taking the cobwebs out of the throat. And you can think of expelling maybe any words that were stuck in there. Or maybe you're someone who words don't get stuck in there. And you can just think about expelling anything that doesn't serve you. Now again, inhale, lower that chin. On the exhale, then deep breath, expanding the heart again. And lifting the chin, last one, forcefully. Letting it go. And pause. Drop your attention to the tip of the tailbone and into the earth with that gold thread. Anchor down in. We've done so much about that anchoring feeling. And we're going to bring a bright white light straight up to the throat. And when you exhale, go right back down into the earth right now. We're going to focus on the grounding of our throat chakra, our words. But you're bringing a bright white electric light to your throat. Expanding, expanding, and then right down into the earth. And go ahead and do a few on your own and just notice anything that happens. And if you can imagine that bright white light at the throat expanding and finding space. Remember, imbalances can mean anything. It could mean that you've closed off something, that something is too active, or maybe that it's just disconnected. And all we think of is bringing balance. Not that we're dysfunctional or we're this or we're that. Are we in balance? Are we out of balance? Can we use some tools to come back in balance? Now, the next time we bring our bright white light up to the throat, exhale right at the throat. And then let's connect upward to infinite wisdom, the universe, what's available to us from the spiritual world, from the intuition world, from the energy world. So lifting up through the crown of the head, as high up as we can, and then breathing down to the throat. And each breath is lifting up, being open to whatever is available, and then coming down and feeding that, that throat chakra. So interesting when I work with my throat chakra. I'm always, during and after, just clearing my throat, noticing all of that physical manifestations of the practice. Let's inhale right up as high as we can, and then go down into the earth. Anchor into the earth, pull the earth energy up, grounding, feeling stable and secure, move to the throat and then up. And then the balance of the energy coming down through the throat, a pause, and then down into the earth. Do you feel a connection more one way or the other? There's no good or bad, it just is. and notice. Next time that we exhale and connect down into the earth, let's pause. Flutter the eyes open. And we are going to do some movements. So, moving up to a stand. And I think I'll just move the computer and stand. Ah, there we go. Okay. Shake out the wrists. Shake out the fingers. Try to have rubber fingers, wrists, arms, elbows. And pause. Anchor to the feet. And let's just find that swaying of the hips so that the arms can kind of wake up the body a bit. Now, let's bring our palms to the heart. Then interlace your last three fingers. Again, this is Shiva Mudra. So pointer finger up, thumb towards the body. Last three fingers engaged. And drop the chin down and move the thumbs to the base of the nose. Then bring the hands behind the back of the head. And with your elbows outward and your chin down, take a deep breath into the center of the chest. Lift the chest to the throat. Then lift the chin. Open up. Move the elbows out and back. And then just release the arms out. Circle them down and come back. Interlace the last three fingers. Thumbs to the base of the nose and drop the chin. And then inhale, bringing that chin or the chest up to the chin. Move the hands over the back of the head. And then on your exhale, lift and open. Slight back bend here, lifting up. And then release the arms infinitely outward, downward, and come back. And we'll just do that a few times. Hands at the chest, thumbs, inhale the chest up. Hands over the back of the head, and then lift and anchor down into the earth as we open up. Reach and back. And over the back of the head, lift. Release, and back. Two more. Open up that throat, open up, and reach. One more. Now leave the arms out and drop your left hand down and turn your right palm in. And just get a stretch through this side body and then circle. And then turn the left palm up, bring it up, stretch it over, arc a bit, and then release. Turn the right palm up, and a nice stretch, circle, release. Up. Release. Release. Then flop again. Now pause with your hands here. Turn both palms up. Lower your chin, but lift your chest. And then breathe the arms straight up. And circle them back and down. So we're going to lower our chin, lift our chest, and sweep the arms up. And then one more. From here, bring your palms, move the fingertips away and rub the palms right at the throat center. Pause and think more of the width of the neck than the body. And just bring the palms and bring them a little bit towards each other and away. Now, as you're breathing, as you're inhaling, move the palms away a little bit and think about that back of the throat opening up, and then feed energy to the throat and move them together. Slowly fluttering the eyes open and finding a seat again. Move the flesh away from the sit bones. Settle the feet right down. Hands down. As we settle in, drop your attention to the tip of the tailbone. Drop the tailbone into the center of the earth. Pull your attention up to the crown of the head. Feel a light openness there, and think of the crown of the head as kind of just a slight lift. Relax the shoulders down. Few breaths, breathing from the earth to the throat with a bright white light. And once you reach your throat, imagine first a clockwise circular action with that electric bright white light, and then switch it counterclockwise and clockwise, and pause. Move the breath in through the nose, but open up the back of the throat with that ujjayi breath. Few breaths, just focusing on space in the back of the throat. Freedom in the front of the throat. Shoulders relax down. Just connecting to that throat chakra. When we come from the ground, we move from being grounded to our creativity, to our power, to our heart, to our throat. Remember, the throat is the connection between the heart, and then as we move upward past the throat, we're in our intuition and the crown chakra, which connects to universal wisdom. And so there is that connection between the two, finding a balance, promoting that idea. That we can move from our heart, from our mind, from our intuition, from a place of balance, use very thoughtful, productive words. Open up the crown of the head and imagine that bright white light being from way going up as high as you can, connecting. And then just down through the base of the nose to the throat. Being open to whatever that feels like to you. Last 3 breaths. Conscious breaths of this practice. You get to breathe the rest of the day, it's okay. And drop down into the center of the earth, bringing that bright white light evenly all the way up through the crown of the head and back down. Bring our hands to touch. First to the heart, then to the throat, then to the base of the nose. May you have a lovely day. Namaste.